Hi, I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. I went to a local, thrift store, I guess, today in search of. Actually, I was looking for like cotton tank tops for when I go walking right now outside. I didn't really find that, but I found a few other things I thought I might show you. It's not a whole lot, just a few things. But the first thing, I can't even fit it. It's so big. Let me just put part of it up here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. It's this quilt, and it has the outside, it's like a scalloped edge, and it's blue with kind of a buttery colored flower leaf and then sort of light blue flowers. And then this part's light blue with kind of yellow and green. And then on the inside, there's these stitched like vine with flowers and then kind of white. It's all stitched in there. I don't know. What do you call that? I don't know the names. Hold on. Let me show you the middle. To kind of sorry. Okay. So this is the center of it. It goes back to that same pattern. And then in the middle, there's sort of a circle of the flower kind of thing. So I really like quilts because I like to be able to have, layers of blankets instead of just one big thick blanket. And I'm doing what I can to switch over to all cotton or wool, just like natural fibers. Because, well, I think that the microfiber like sheets and microfiber blankets, I don't want to. I've heard that they put off like little microplastics, and they're starting to find microplastics in people's brains at autopsies. So I'm not going to get like obsessive about it because I think that's dangerous too. But I have been trying to switch over to more cotton and wool, and for a long time in the refrigerator I've used glass instead of plastic whenever possible, and like buy my milk in the jugs like glass or paper instead of the plastic. So anyway, just trying to lower the plastic. So anyway, I got this, and I think I'll put it in my guest bedroom. And a while ago I showed you guys a picture of that guest bedroom when I was trying to figure out what to do with the interior decorating of it. And I'm thinking I might. The problem is, from a local free group, I got a headboard, and it's like too big for my taste. It's huge, and it's a dark wood color, and I'm like, it's too big. So I think I might paint it like this kind of, either like a pale blue or a pale green, and then this blanket. Maybe. Anyway, so that's one thing, and it's really nice. And then I got this vintage sweatshirt that just seemed like fun. This is a Keith Haring art, from the 80s. Like, this was popular in the 90s. This is from 89. And this one says Best Buddies. But I think this is actually vintage. It's a Gildon. Is that how you say that? Gildon. Heavy blend. I kind of like vintage sweatshirts. I like the way the fabric feels. And this one's in like real nice shape. And there is this, bar, I guess, that I go to a lot. And I see a lot of music there and comedy and things. And it's very wording would be. But like super like gay friendly and everything. And I always think of this as like he was as an artist, he was like a big a rights activist for like AIDS research and things like that. So I don't know. I just felt like this would be fun to wear there. I bet a lot of people would be like, I like your sweatshirt. Because it feels like it would be something people might dig. I don't know. You know. Anyway, so I thought that might be fun. Because I'm an ally. All right. I got this, which doesn't look like much sitting down. It's by that brand that I never know how to say. I always want to say Athletica, but it's Athleta. Athleta. That's funny. Anyway, and I like the fact that the collar, see, it's kind of like a, what do you call that, a boat neck collar? And then these sleeves, they kind of tighten up down at the bottom. So you can squish them up here if you want, and they just look like squishy, or you can leave them down. And then the waist is like a drawstring. It's not like, it is a drawstring. So it can sit right at your waistline. And I wasn't sure at first, but I put it on and it looked pretty cute. So I was like, yes, I will wear that. Something about this brand, I look for this brand because their clothes might not look like much on the hanger sometimes, but when you put them on, they're super cute. And I find the quality to be really good too with that brand. So I don't really know much about it, but I look for it. I have like 3 pairs of pants, or maybe 1 short and 2 pants by them that I really like. Okay, and I got this shirt, which I just think will look fun with my cutoff shorts, you know, for bebopping around town. Who's this by? I don't know. W5. I have no idea what that is. And I think it's cotton. And it's pretty, you know, it's like, let's see, we'll put over the light so you can see. See, it's kind of thin, so it lets air through. It's just like real lightweight. So that's fun for just summertime, hanging out. It's got these, you know, kind of fun little sleeves. You know I love a sleeve. So just for whatever, just for casual, but a little interesting, you know. And then I got this t-shirt because I go walking most days. And sometimes I just want like a plain old t-shirt to walk in with my black shorts, you know. So this is just a cotton tee. And I like it because it's not too long. I don't like long t-shirts. I feel like I'm always having to like figure out what to do with all the extra material. I don't know why I feel like women's t-shirts should be cut a little shorter. Maybe it's because a lot of women wear those tight, you know, like exercise pants, and they want them a little longer, but I don't wear those, so I like them like to hit my waist, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is by Loft and Taylor Loft, and it's just yellow. They had one that was white too, and maybe I should have picked it up too, but I just got the yellow. And then this one other thing, I got this pink sweatshirt. I have a black one that I showed you guys before. That's the same like waffly design material. And I wear it all the time. And I thought for like summer, this pink might be nice. You know, if it's a cool night, I can throw this on with like white shorts. I think it'll look cute. And it's got this nice like thicker waistband. It's really made nice. I did not know this until today. But this brand, I like this brand. It's called Calia, or Calia. I was like, oh yeah, I have something else by this. I like this brand. I did not know until today. It is by Carrie Underwood. I was like, wait, what? I didn't know that. But anyway, I'm not like, Carrie Underwood's Not my fave, but what do I don't care. It's a cute shirt, and I'm buying it thrift, so whatever. It doesn't really matter the brand, but I do think it's quality. It's she's making nice quality. Like this little extra at the bottom, it's kind of a big deal. It makes it sit nice, and it's on the sleeve. No, it's not. Is it on the sleeve? Hold on. No, it's not on the sleeves, but the sleeves are extra thick too. It just gives it a little more structure when you wear it. I think it's pretty nice. Okay, and then I got one other thing for the channel, pretty much. This kids book. I did not pay that for it. I paid $1.75. But it is the biggest book of history. And I have no idea anything about this book. But I just kind of flipped it open and I was like, you know what? This might be fun. Because look, I'll just flip to a page, right? So it just has random facts. What was the Virginia Company of London? I have no idea. The Virginia Company of London was a group of investors who sponsored the expedition to Jamestown. It was formed in 1606 under the direction of King James I. And Virginia is named after the Virgin Queen. I was going to say Victoria, but I think it's Elizabeth I, right? Is that wrong? I don't know. Somebody British. What were the names of the ships that first sailed to Jamestown? Not the Santa Maria and the Nina and that was Columbus. These are the Susan Constant, the Godspeed, and the Discovery left England for Jamestown in December of 1606. So, they just have, these look like they're all British, but they're not. I saw stuff that was other stuff too. Who was the first person to reach the South Pole? Roald Amundsen, a Norwegian explorer, on December 14th, 1911. He made the expedition with a crew of 4 experienced men, 4 sleds, and 52 dogs. Wow. The frozen continent of Antarctica is dangerously cold, but Amundsen, a careful planner, had plenty of supply and food for what became an 18-month journey. Wow. Cover it. What were the years 1910 to 1990 most remembered for? Well, my guess from the illustration, World War I. The decade was most remembered for the devastation of World War I, in which modern warfare was introduced. So, see, it's just fun. And there's I didn't see this. Like a search and find. That could be fun. I used to do word searches on here. I haven't done one in ages. And then it gets more modern. Ooh, the crystal knocked. Yeeks. Space age. How many people walked Rubik's Cube? Yeah, this will be fun. Anyway, so there's something we can take a look through one time if that looks interesting to you guys. I think it'll be fun. I know it's a kid's book, but a lot of us don't remember all these things. It's sometimes you learn stuff in elementary school. Well, for me, that was 40 years ago. So a lot of things I don't remember. Also, there are things that I don't remember that I learned 6 months ago. So you never know. Oh, look, there's a word search. We could do that too. What was a tithe barn? In medieval times, 10% a tithe of everything a village produced was given to the church. The food produced by the farms of a village was stored in a barn called a tithe barn. The church would distribute some of this food to the poor and the sick. Well, that part seems good. What was a dungeon? I went to a dungeon in England when I was there at this castle. Warwick, I think was the castle. And that was so crazy. You pay like a little extra to actually go down the dungeon. And they tell you like everything that went on in there. And it's like dank and dark and ugh. I'd be terrible. I don't want to be in a dungeon. Look, the pyramids and the Great Sphinx. Egypt. Greece. Ice Age. Yeah. Okay. I think that'll be fun. So, the biggest book. Can they guarantee that? Book of history. All right, guys. Sticky. I wonder when this was published. Let's look real quick. 2014. It's not too old. I mean, I guess that is still pretty old. Feels new to me.